Hi, it's Matt Giggs. If you didn't know, and I've got the handsome devil called James Larman from the fantastic Bohemia restaurant in coffee shop, restaurant, bistro. How do you want to be described these days? Roastery.
Yeah, I think coffee shop, bistro, cocktail bar. That's cool. Well, it's a bit of whatever. Anything, whatever suits you. It's fine.
Well, look, we're good friends as well as both business owners locally in St Neots, and I must admit, I don't know, is there anybody that's in your place as much as me? I know you've got quite a few raving fans that are in there a lot.
One or two, yeah, I got one or two, but yeah, you're up there definitely.
I mean, you guys have bought through our company, and we've helped let properties and stuff, and there's loads of stories around business, but as also friends, we just wanted to catch up and just have a bit of a download as to being a leader in the COVID-19 situation and the crisis. And I know when we sort of spoke 2 or 3 weeks ago in Bohemia, we were both looking at each other like this. Now, time's passed, and I think what I'm looking to do is just talk to people who are also in business locally, who are adapting, and maybe just in a conversation, which is why we're recording this, we could maybe share some things that maybe we're doing that could work and help other people.
For sure, definitely.
So thank you for giving up your time, and I'm not taking
You're
a piss
welcome.
there.
No, absolutely welcome.
It's nice to see the scenery behind you as well, because
kind of. It's looking a bit empty, to be honest with you. It's a bit surreal, but yeah. So
surreal is a really accurate way of describing what's going on at the moment, and
definitely, yeah.
I think we're all feeling that, and there's no doubt about it. Tell me, first of all, are you and your family safe and well? You look really good. You look well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, we're good. Early on, we had a couple of symptoms in the household, so we've been completely isolated for the last 14 days. That ran out yesterday, so I've come down to the restaurant today just to check it out, make sure the place is still standing, which it is, thank God.
Maybe get a bit.
But yeah, no, they're really good. For those of you that don't know, I've got a little 18-month-old boy and a pretty heavily pregnant wife. So yeah, as good as it can be, but it's really, really good. So I think Jasper, that's my little boy, he's loving having us about both so much. So yeah, he's loving it. So it's nice to have to actually, to draw the positives out of these situations. Totally. It's nice to have time with the family where actually I'm not constantly worried about work or checking my phone to see what's happening, or checking the emails just to check in. It's actually been a breath of fresh air to just spend time with them and focus on them entirely, which in all the negatives flying around, there are definitely positives to be taken out of it. So for me, that's definitely a big one of them for now. So
huge upside, and I think a lot of people will resonate with that, because we live in business and entrepreneurialism. You live at a pace, you go at a pace in your mind and physically like nobody else in employment would ever understand.
Yeah, and it's all encompassing. It's owning your own business is not about turning up at work and doing your job. It's a lifestyle.
It's livelihood.
It absorbs everything about you. It absorbs your mind. Physically, mentally, everything. And it's about being able to separate from that and your personal life, and being able to do one then the other, and not having the two blur too much.
Yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, you've talked about the positives there, which I think a lot of people would share if they're able to, is to reconnect a little bit with some of the things in life that maybe, I've been walking loads, for argument's sake. I've walked loads and loads and loads, and you really I'm looking at everything for a different set of eyes at the moment. And that to me has been really, really amazing. And actually the time I've had with the kids, I mean, I'm not joking. I'm in a bedroom upstairs, and every call so far in 2 or 3 weeks that I've had, at least one of the children's come in and, sat on my lap and looked down at the computer. And these were the clients that I'm mentoring and coaching. It's been really funny, but everyone's in the same boat. How have you adapted? So, I mean, it's 3 weeks realistically since the things started to kind of happen.
Yeah.
So talk to us about some things you've done.
Well, we closed officially on the 24th. We held out as long as we could, really. through limited offerings, changing the seating around, spacing it out loads, then doing takeouts and stuff. But to be able to survive as a business, we had to close so that we could get the government help, essentially, because we wouldn't have been able to turn enough revenue to be able to pay the staff in the meantime.
It's
Otherwise,
counterproductive.
yeah, it is. So, you know, it was really a rock and a hard place. But, you know, since then, we've been doing certain stuff. So, you know, with our with the coffee bean side of things, we've been doing deliveries. So we take orders all week, online and over the phone and stuff. And people can, then we drop off our deliveries on a Tuesday. So we do like a full 8 hours. So I think we had like 35 deliveries yesterday, dropping off to homes around St Neots. That's cool. And then, well, that's Bohemia roast. But in Bohemia, it's tough really, because it's so reliant on the venue as a whole, you know, to be what it is. It's hard to kind of develop it and keep it going. So what we've been trying to do is been trying to keep the social media up. We've been doing like cooking videos and stuff, kind of hints and tips, how to keep yourself busy, you know, how to make certain things that people might not be able to make or want to try and experiment with at home, you know, to keep themselves busy, you know, just to try to keep us in the forefront of people's minds, because that is the problem, is that people forget about you, you know, and you need to make sure that people are, you know, or you're present in people's minds, I think.
We talked to our staff about what do we miss, what other businesses do we miss during lockdown, and obviously my one was yourselves, right? Is the, you know, I come in there a lot because it gives me an opportunity to clear my head and work on my business and actually enjoy the environment that you guys have created. So we're kind of doing videos with people that we, you know, want to share those businesses. So actually, you know, we're not being forgotten, because actually it's local businesses and small, medium-sized businesses that are the backbone of the economy. But in a really harsh truth, as a limited company, and limited company business owners have been hit really hard.
Yeah.
And in the nicest possible way. I don't think a lot of people really understand the pressure and the pain that we're being put through, and the decisions that we're being forced to make because of that lack of support. Now, I'm not looking to whinge and moan. I'm not a negative person, as you know. So you've got to adapt, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we've got, you know, for me personally, I've got nearly 40 people relying on me, you know, and that is, you know, even if there's no stress as a business, that is a major worry, because you don't want to let people down. The problem is that it's out of your hands to a certain extent. So, but I think, you know, to be fair, you know, I think the government have done pretty well so far.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're putting it out there. You know, they're doing everything they can. It might come back to bite us at a later date. We'll have to see. But, you know, for now, I think they are being good. I think they're doing a good job.
Yeah, I do. And I mean, you know, my statement around it was, it's very easy to look at things across the years of running a business and use those as reasons to not be innovative or to adapt and actually make excuses, etc. And I think it's been challenging. And I think there are a lot of good signs from a lot of good businesses at the moment that they're not only adapting, they're actually looking at the future with maybe a different set of eyes as well in their businesses, and actually thinking, how do we, okay, so if this happens again, what do we do differently next time, and things like that. And I think, you know, one thing's for sure, what I've loved, your social media stuff at the moment, things like the cocktail recipe posts, and they seem to be going down really well.
Yeah, they are going down well. Yeah, I'm getting some great feedback off them. It's really nice. It's quite tricky to get it done every single day. Last couple of days I haven't managed to get it done, but you know, thinking of things that people want to see and then spending the actual time recording it and then getting it uploaded and stuff takes a bit of an effort, as you know, doing these things. So it takes a bit of time. When you've got an 18-month-old hanging off your leg every second, it's tricky. Plus, also, you know, I feel like if I spend a couple of hours doing it, I feel like I've missed a chunk of the day, you know, where I'm ignoring them. But yeah, it's going great. I think it's a good thing to do. I think it's something we'll try and do, probably not daily, but we'll try and do it pretty consistently when we reopen, because I think it's a great another avenue and people really like it. It's a great tool to engage customers with, you know, with the brand and what we do in the restaurant and stuff. And I think, you know, it's a good way of doing things. It's definitely, it's a lot of people doing it. You know, see all Tom Aitken and everyone like that doing it, you know, doing really good. Well, Jamie Oliver, of course, doing a lot of it. And I think a lot of people are following. I think it's, particularly with the stories on Instagram and Facebook, I think it's it's a popular method of staying in touch.
Definitely. Excuse me. So have you sort of sensed the mood around businesses locally and kind of looked at the local business community and seen things that you want to share that you've seen are really positive ideas, or, you know, is innovation?
Well, I think, you know, around what we do, yeah, other restaurants, you know, I've seen a lot of people, you know, putting recipes up, putting ideas up, keeping people busy, keeping the mind entertained. So yeah, there's a lot of positive stuff going on, and you know, obviously social media use is going to be through the roof. So I think, you know, there's a lot of people really trying to get on that. And yeah, I think, you know, local businesses are actually one of the things that, while they're suffering for now, in the end they're going to do well, because a lot of people are realizing how valuable they are, and it's only when you risk losing something that you often realize that. And I think now, yeah, and I think people are going to be like, right, okay, actually, yeah, we could have lost Bohemia. Let's really make sure we support them, or, you know, Shoom over the road, or, you know, Capsule or Sweet Paradise, or any of the local companies around us. You know, yourselves. You know, I think, you know, they're going to be like, oh, actually, yeah, let's get our coffee from them, or let's go and eat at a smaller place rather than the big chains. The big chains are fine. Yeah. There's a reason they shut everything down, because they're absolutely fine. You know, and they're not worried about it. It's the little companies, small, medium enterprises that you know, are going to struggle initially, but in the end, I think they will
win through.
Benefit. Yeah, I think that
it's going to make us all tougher, isn't it? It's going to make us all resourceful,
a bit more savvy.
Absolutely.
I mean, a bit more kind of like planning, you know, making sure that we have like a backup plan for if this kind of thing happens. Now, what do we do? You know, how does it work, etc., etc. You know.
What have you seen? So, as like an entrepreneur, if you like, you know, you started Bohemia. What was let's just take us back to 2016 when you opened.
Yeah.
What was your reason for Bohemia? What was your why?
Well, I mean, it was a lifelong dream, essentially. I always wanted to have my own restaurant. It's all I ever worked for. Left school at 15, you know, straight into catering college, working a full-time job while I was in full-time education. And I've had a couple of wobbles on the way, everyone does. But, you know, my one aim was to own my own restaurant, and that was my single goal. So, you know, I don't know how many years it's been open now. 4 years. I'm 36 this year. So yeah.
I was going to say, when was it open? Was it May? I can't remember now. Was it
June 4th? June 4th, 2016. So yeah, we're nearly 4 years, well, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'm, you know, 20 years in the industry now, and this is the goal. You know, to not perhaps the end goal, but initially the goal to have my own restaurant, and, you know, yeah, luckily managed to achieve it. Yeah,
well, and it's been an incredible. I think if you look at the local, I was just looking around social media, and I've been looking at your business and thinking, you know, what can we learn? There's so many things that I see you guys doing that I admire, and in a relatively short space of time, how fabulously connected you are with the community in terms of your brand and your reputation. And I think, you know, you probably don't get this very often, but I want to say well done and congratulations, because I think, you know, you just touched a little bit on the journey. A lot of people see the end product.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone who would be watching this video right now can't see in your eyes what we both feel at the moment, which is really difficult. And it, you know, when you've had a journey and you've worked your socks off, and it's actually come up to the 1st of May when we opened Gigs & Co 8 years ago.
All right. Okay.
That, you know, I'm going to go down there on May the 1st just to collect the post in an empty office, and it will feel surreal. You know, I'm welling up now. You know, the journey to get to open your own business is not easy. To realise that dream and to feel like that could be snatched away from not having any control pushes you back up against the wall.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
And then you see, I think what we're seeing at the moment is we're seeing the best and the worst of leadership and business ownership and entrepreneurship, where we're adapting and pivoting to make sure that we are still able to come back with the bounce back when, you know, the virus lifts, for argument's sake. So what, you know, obviously talking about that journey and the time that you've spent over the years trying to get to this place of opening your own dream, your own business and your own restaurant, and doing it so well, what are you now thinking? Do you know what? We know where we are now. Have you started to think about another vision, if you like, or another, this is kind of, you know, we want to get back in? I'm almost more excited now because I've had the headspace.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's it's an opportunity to, I think you have to try and view everything as an opportunity. There's an opportunity to develop the video side of the social media and do different things. There's an opportunity to plan for the future. There's really an opportunity to sit back, take your time and look at the business. What do we need to do to make it better? How does it work? Is it efficient? Does it run well? Do we do the right things? And, for us, we're in a lucky position where our business structure and model can change in an instant. We can develop and alter it as we need to. But it's kind of, it kind of really gives us, sorry, one second. Thanks, mate. Just leave it there. Cheers. Thank you very much. Sorry. got my kale and got my local business, kale and dams and delivery arriving, which is very good.
Brilliant.
But yeah, no, it gives us that foresight and opportunity to look at the business and go, right, when we come back, because we will come back,
what
can we do now? And there isn't one person that works for this business that isn't excited about the future. We've just been through a refurb, so it's bad timing in terms of that, because we were really just starting to find our groove, because whenever you have a refurb like that, obviously we increased by a third, which is a reasonably large amount. Obviously it was quite challenging to change the business and make sure we still had all the structures, everything in place to make sure it worked really, really well.
Yeah.
And we were just finding our feet and really starting to roll again, really starting to flow before all this happened. But, it gives us the opportunity to review that time and be like, okay, cool. This was good. This was bad. What do we need? What don't we need? What isn't working? So yes, I mean, for us, it's almost, I'm excited about coming back because it gives us a fresh invigoration for business.
I've got a core team still working in the business, so we've had to furlough staff, and you're looking at each person and to try and understand how it could help them if they're furloughed and how it could help us, and so on and so forth. And we've got a core team, and I've got this real kind of energy at the moment about going back to the start again, almost like we're going to reopen Gigs & Co. when we get back in. What does it look like now? What are we going to do differently? How do I get
involved? It feels new.
It feels really new. And I feel your excitement. You get the challenges. I felt I probably had one day where it was like, shit, what do we do? Our costs for running this organization are humongous, and we're not going to have any customers, so we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 months where there's going to be very, very few transactions. What do we do? That was going through my mind. I've got staff, and just bear with me a second. I'm on an interview. Yeah, that's all right. Bless them. Do you want to come and say hello? Oh, I'd love some sourdough toast with Marmite. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
That's what you call a good knock.
Homemade, homemade, of course.
Well, not as good as yours. But I feel really energized, like I'm just about to start a new business again. And that I want to make sure that the people that are coming back into it with me are really going to feel and see what it is I want. And the vision has to be crystal clear about what it is we're going to achieve. We've done really, really well as such over the years, and I've seen the strengths of what we've done over that time, and I've seen the things that, actually, no, we could really be much better at this and this and this, and you're kind of going with excitement forward, thinking, wow, you know what? This has come at the right time for me as a business owner. It's crap. I'm not going to lie, because people are dying, right? And there's a really awful side to all of this. But adapting, back against the wall, burning the boat, it's time for looking really closely at what we've achieved, and maybe to a degree, what do we need to be achieving and what do we need to be doing better when we come out of this?
Yeah, exactly. And I think, for me, it's an exciting opportunity to reinvigorate the business again, to make it, better than it ever has been. And that's our plan. We're just going to try and make it as best as it can possibly be as soon as we come back. And I can't wait to get back. I've had to furlough every single one of my staff. I've basically refused to make anyone redundant because it's not necessary. And I really, the problem is not just yeah, we're losing our business for now or whatever. But when you reopen, particularly in this industry, I need the team of people I had. So I can't just say, oh, I'll see you later. There was, week and a half, 2 weeks before this even kicked off, I got people coming to the door saying, oh, I've been made redundant. Have you got a job for me because of this COVID-19 thing? It's just ridiculous. You can't just start sacking everybody off before it's even fully kicked off. So for me, it's about retaining that team as well, making sure that the people that you rely on so much are surviving and doing okay and not struggling through it. And then when you do get the opportunity to reopen, being able to really go for it, because there's nothing worse than going, right, okay, cool, I feel invigorated, I feel fresh, I'm excited to get back to work.
You got no one with you.
Yeah, and it's just you standing there and 100 customers, and I'm like, I can't do this. So,
I think there's certainly for your business, that's the right measure. I think redundancies would have been premature for us
definitely.
as well. I think the government have pulled that out of the bag, which has definitely helped us as a business, to be able to, because let's be honest, if you're going to lose 50% of your turnover a year, potentially, you can't pay everybody what you were paying. You just can't. You budget for X and you budget for Y. You just can't. But
exactly.
So that has made a massive difference. I know as a business we've had to go and look at our costs for the next 3 months, and I think we took about 60% of those costs down, or we've got the costs down by about 60% and so on and so forth. But there is still activity in our marketplace. I think the guys have sold 6 properties in April. It's like, what? How have you done
That's
that?
That's really good.
But one of them was like, we valued a house in Buckton, and the guy has got investment properties, and we said, well, do you want to buy another one? Yes, I do. Well, we've got this one here. Oh, right. Does the numbers work? Fantastic. Well, there you go. There's a sale.
That's easy.
But it was just the thought that you wouldn't have maybe had those thoughts if we were running at the pace that we run at, And I think what we've learned is that actually the remote working, there's a part that we can take with us going forward around remote working. So our guys are actually able to deliver a service to their customers without being distracted. And actually, I think we're going to be able to mix up some of what we're doing. I mean, we've never worked in the high street. We've never been in the high street. For you, that's obviously essential. We've made it work from a customer service point of view away from the high street. And actually, what we've realised now is that if the guys are going to work to their plans every day, they're actually able to achieve more at the moment, because they haven't got colleagues chatting through with these things. There's not this delay over here. There's not that person trying to get their attention. And so there's been an element, productivity has actually gone up because of this. But actually, they do miss the environment and the vibrancy of working in a team. And I think going back to the point about, people in your business, I mean, in our business, and yours is exactly the same, the people that you've got in it, that is your business.
Yeah, absolutely. The staff, the customers, my business is all about people, and, treating people well, making sure they're happy in the workplace, happy in happy as a customer. That's, it's crucial. It's crucial.
It's funny really, because obviously, we've had people that we've had to let go in the last 12 months, for argument's sake, people that we really get on with and we get on very well with, and it's not worked out for one reason or another. But there's also a way of exiting people from your organisation to help them at the same time. And I think there is an element where people will be in fear that furlough ends. Is there a job for me to come back to, and that kind of stuff? How are you making sure that message isn't something that your people should fear?
Well, I've just been in regular communication with them. I haven't been distant. When we're here, we work as equals. We all just crack on and get the job done. So I find communicating with them is
easy,
important and easy. Yeah. So, really, all I've done is I've said, look, you're all on a furlough contract now. Anybody who doesn't want to be, let me know. Everybody wants to be on it, of course. And then I've said, and that will run until we reopen, because I have no other thought in my mind that we're going to reopen and we're going to smash it. So, like I said, I need those people. They're quality. I'm lucky in the fact that I have exceptional staff. Like, they're really good at their jobs.
You say you're lucky. I disagree. I think you create that, you attract it, you know what you're looking for. it doesn't just fall in your lap. There's a lot of businesses with
That's true.
staff that would have a different argument. So I'm just going to disagree on one thing today with you, and that you've brought those people to the table and you've explained what's expected and they've delivered. And actually,
that's very nice of you. Thank you.
I would,
no, so I get you. Definitely get your point. Yeah.
I would also compliment the team as well, because having been in there, you've got a fabulous bunch of people around you. So
yeah, they're just good people that are into it. You know, it's not about, you know, hiring the most qualified, skillful person that you've ever met. No, it's about hiring someone that wants to be there, is going to enjoy the job, is going to put it in, you know, every day, and be like, yeah, actually, wicked. I like running around. I love doing this. You know, I really enjoy it. I'm not just trained in the best college and university in the world, but actually I don't like it and I've got no interest in doing it. That's not what I want. I'd rather have less skill, more enthusiasm, you know, more passion and more like interest in what they're doing. And, you know, that's how I hire people. You know, CV, it's fine. Yeah, I'll look at a CV, but it's not about the CV. It's about the person behind it.
And this is something, if anybody's watching this and they're thinking of their kids or they're thinking of people that they know, both of us with, good businesses, I don't really look at CVs either. You know, there is a bit of a track record there. I get that. And you can take enough from that. But actually, people only put on a CV that they wanted to see. And I think there's an element that what we're all basically saying in business today, what is more important to small, medium-sized businesses is the quality of the individual's attitude in terms of their willingness to come and be a part of the vision, be a part of the service that you're delivering, and they really want to get behind what you're trying to achieve. And I think you've built that in your team, and full respect for you. I mean, look,
thank you.
I know that there are different things that you're probably thinking of doing when we come out of lockdown. Is it too early for me to say to you, is there a little taster here and there of some of those ideas that you want to just tempt the audience with? Because there'll be we want this to go on your page, obviously, and we want to share this with the gigs page and my personal page. Are there things for people to look forward to? Because obviously the tapas things were fabulous.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think for us, it's about reopening and doing what we do better than we've ever done it. That's the thing, you know, making sure that everything is absolutely on point. You know, we've been chatting to the chefs regularly, and they're all toying with ideas at home. We're growing our own veg, doing all kinds of different stuff. And it's, you know, it's just about coming back and being super enthusiastic. We're not going to go crazy and change our business because, you know, that doesn't make any sense. We don't want to do that. It's a solid business. It does well, you know, we give people what they want. So it's just about doing that, you know. From Bohemia Roasts, we are almost certainly going to carry on doing this delivery thing, because I think that's really good. Like, I think it's really, really good.
I was just thinking, blimey, that's just uncovered a new, you know, you can call it revenue stream, but also a fan base, because in the nicest possible way, that's really easy for people. A lot of people have got machines these days, haven't they?
Most people have machines, and the way we sell it, you know, we sell it either whole bean or ground, and we sell all the equipment to make every coffee you could want. So, you know, for us, you're right, it's opening a whole new revenue stream and opening the doors to new customers all over the place. The strongest, obviously, you know this already, but the strongest form of advertising always is word of mouth, you know, for me. So if people are getting great coffee delivered every week, reasonably priced, you know, they're only going to talk well of that, you know.
What's the kind of like deal with that? Is it, if you want to just put that out there now, just in case people haven't?
Just so you can either go on our social media, Instagram or Facebook, or go on our website. All of our coffees are listed on the website. We're working now on putting up all of the equipment on the website as well, but you can just ask if there's anything that you need and we can get it for you. There's a contacts page on the website. Just drop a quick message, just what you want, and then we'll get back to you straight away. We're not open, so we're doing everything by a bank transfer at the moment. So, and then we deliver every Tuesday. So we run around all day Tuesday and bring you freshly roasted coffee.
Sounds brilliant. And do you have any other advice for business owners locally at the moment that you are not? And this isn't about us going, "Oh, we're great." I know I've had some interactions with people about these conversations, and I can kind of see their point. But I'm also thinking, you know, I've always been a sharer of ideas, and I took other people's ideas and put them in my business. You know, I've always sought mentors. I've always sought coaches. I've always sought inspirations, role models, and actually talking to other business owners I've found really helpful. And I absolutely never pretend that
I have invented this place with
No,
everything we do here. Everything that we have done is being done somewhere else. You know, we just put our own
absolutely.
unique twist on it, you know, and we do it our own way. People always say about the menu, like, oh, you come up with all these new dishes every week. It's like, well, they're not dishes. I didn't invent the burger. You know,
No.
I just put a twist on it in our own way every week. And I think that's a great way to go. You know, I think that's how businesses develop. You know, we bring together several good ideas, a bit of this and a bit of that, a bit of, you know, a bit of there, and we bring all those ideas together, and what you come up with is a really positive idea, you know,
Yeah.
that can work really, really well. And that's how you take business to the next level. And then the same thing happens again with an even more refined idea, and again and again and again, until you get to the top level of business, you
Well,
know.
totally. I mean, is there anything that you would say, do you know what, this has worked for me during this period? It could be anything as a business owner that's been like a, I don't know, not an epiphany, but, you know, some moment where you've gone, oh, wow, that doing that's a really good thing. What would you say? Is there any
Well,
way?
I think flexibility and diversity in your business is crucial. To be able to change it, not be afraid to try something, to give it a go, to connect with your customer base, you know, whatever it may be. It's hard to say because obviously our products are very different. People
Yeah.
need something from me on an almost daily basis, whereas you, it's, you know, once every 20 or 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah. We, we,
But,
we,
you know,
we want to force people to move on a regular basis. That's one of the
once,
strategies,
twice a year, I
you
would
know,
say is normally.
absolutely. But no,
But yeah, no, I
I
mean, I
think
think, you know, for,
flexibility is a really interesting one.
yeah, it's crucial. You know, I think you have
Now
to be
more than
able to
ever,
develop your business.
change. So many people fear change. And I've got people in my organisation that are very uncomfortable with change, and I think they've got to realise that's just part of my DNA, and that
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that I do that don't work.
yeah,
You know, there's a lot of things that you know, I think people will take sometimes my approach to thinking, oh, well, he always thinks he knows best or whatever it is. Not at all. I've taken ideas and inspirations from other people and just put my twist on it. And I think
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, that might be service wise, it might be training wise, development wise, mentoring wise. There's ways of borrowing those things and actually going, well, how does that work for me? Does that fit my values? And could I do that with my organisation? And I think
yeah,
that,
definitely. And how can I adapt that to work in my business? You know, what can I do with that? Even if I look at an image on Pinterest, let's say, of food, you know, and I go, oh, that's nice, and let's just say it's, I don't know, a grilled chicken and corn salad or something, whatever. I might be like, oh, I really like the way they've just done the corn there. And I might just take that one element of that dish, and then I'll take that and I'll put that onto another dish, and I'll bring another element from another dish onto there, you know. So it's not about necessarily taking a whole ideas and being like, right, I'm going to copy the Gigs and Co structure. That's how I'm going to do things. That's cool. That's me. And then I'm going to put my own twist in it. It's about going, actually, I really like the way they do their follow-up calls.
yeah,
Or I really like the way they serve that cocktail or this, or I like that one specific tiny little element
yeah,
that could make a big difference to your business, that's going to tweak your business to be ever so slightly different from everyone else, give you that different USP, give you that different angle to get your foot in the door, you know, or, you know, the coffee in the hand, or the, you know, the fork in the hand, or whatever. So, you know, for me, it's about, yeah, development. And I really think it's important to get the message across is that this isn't all negative. You know,
no,
it is an opportunity to think about it, take a step back, think about the business. What can you do? You've got the time now. All those little things that you went, oh, I just never get round to. You know, that you don't think about them on a daily basis, but whether we like it or not, they weigh down on us as a stress. You know, little bits and pieces that, you know, you should be getting done, that you
yeah.
haven't, that you can just never clear your mind of. And that's the problem. You know, you end up in this little loop and never getting the time to do it. So taking the
And
opportunities, be positive, you know, you've got the time, make the most of it. You know, don't fret about it. Small, medium businesses like us are the backbone of the economy, like you say, and they will not let us just go under like that.
no,
Yeah, there will be some people that
well, let's
fall by the
call.
wayside, but not as many as people think.
Let's call on everybody that watches this video to promote local business when we are able to visit. And when I say promote, it's not just about liking and sharing a page. For me, it's a lot deeper than that now. And if
Yeah,
people see what you've been through to kind of open your business, and I've spent 25 years in my industry, it hasn't been an overnight success.
no,
And actually, you know, you never really stop like we've done.
Yeah.
And, you know, what we value, I think, are both on the same page, is you value genuine people that will come and experience what you do. I love the loyalty that we've created over the years, and we've got some fantastic clients, and I know you feel the same about yours.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And it's not actually just being told what you're good at as well. It's actually being able to hear from them ideas and how we can improve and things like that.
Yeah,
And you know, I think we're going on that mission now, you know, and I think, you know, what we both probably want, and as we go and do more interviews going forward, is just think local, go local, think, you know, if you can do that first, great. Come and support local businesses the best that you can, and help us all to make our own community economy thrive, if you like, and give St
definitely
Neots,
keep the money in the town. You know, keep in the area. You know, okay, not the town necessarily, but you know, this and the surrounding villages, and you know, the area. You know, it's not a really poor area. The problem is that when we spend all of our money with the big chains, it just disappears.
It goes.
The money disappears, and if you can spend it with us, with all the other local
it will go
companies,
back in. It goes back in, doesn't it?
Yeah,
because we go and spend locally, we go and sponsor locally, you donate locally, you give locally. 85-90% of what we've done over 8 years coming up, and what we've invested in that period of time back into our community, has been, I would say 85% of what we've donated and done has made a difference locally, rather than it's gone over here. We've done some stuff in, like I say, Africa and so on and so forth, but for us, it's been about being the community agent, working with people, building networks, helping one another. And I think it's, you know, it's an incredible, it's a great town, St Neots. So you're starting to see the best and the worst of St Neots, if you like. You're seeing, and I think the best starting to take over. And, you know, I feel like there's a real positive vibe and wave coming through our town at the moment. And they're taking over the people that want to just take pot shots at everybody. And, you know,
you know, those people, they're not worth knowing. You know, when we came to town 4 years ago, we could see the potential in the town. Massively. You know, a good community with good people in it, you know, that wanted to be able to invest in their own town. And I think more and more and more, we see small local businesses popping up in town and doing well. And I think that's really great. You know, I think could not be more positive.
There's so much to look forward to, James. So much. I see you've just frozen just then. So
sorry, something popped up on the screen.
This is probably a really good time to just say thanks very much for your time today, mate. And
absolute pleasure.
I can't wait to get in for my my free breakfast. And I'm joking. Actually, I've never taken you up on those.
No, you're right. No, you're very good.
Very good. I'm very, very loyal. No, but I love your vibe over there. I love what you do. I think you're incredible. For anyone watching this, if you haven't been to Bohemia, you must go there. It is a must place to go to, not just for the coffee and the food and the drinks, just for the vibe. It's a great place. So,
thanks, mate.
Send our love to Kayla, the kids.
Yes, we'll do. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the time, and
all right,
make
mate.
sure you stay well, eh?
You too, mate. You too. Take care, all right? Adios.
Nice one. See you later.